Previously on Survivor Boston. After Kenzie's blindside, Bram was left on the outs of Lacu.
I was kind of thrown out of the loop. I was just like, really, guys?
But the rest of the tribe tried their best to rope him in. At the immunity challenge, Eord and Lacu both came out on top, sending Mete to tribal council. On Eord, Brandon used a clue he discovered at the challenge to successfully find the hidden immunity item.
I have this with me. So I found the immunity idol.
On Mete, Tony and Hannah formed an alliance with John and Shelley. With tribal approaching, Moses' name came up for not reaching out to his tribe mates. But Christine was acting too reckless.
Because everybody wanted to look for it as a group, and I was like, just personally, no, I gave you the clue, you do whatever you want with the clue.
Resulting in her blindside.
Second person voted out of Survivor Boston, Christine.
"16 are left. Who will be voted out tonight?"
It'd be one thing if I didn't know I was about to do something kind of morally wrong. It's a game, so it's not like I'm actually wronging real life Christine. But if someone did that to me, I would I don't know, it feels weird and I don't like it that much. If we lose another competition, Moses goes in. And then it's S4, and then I will look for a not me option.
It was actually the plan of our team that everyone votes for Christine, but I vote for Moses along with Christine, so in case Christine has the immunity idol, I'm able to still keep up her trust, and we're able to keep playing the game.
It's gonna be a rare race.
Yeah, we just need to, honestly, the only thing I can think about right now is just that we need to get Orange Team.
Exactly, we need to literally, if we could find a way to sabotage Orange Team while furthering our tribe.
Yeah, it can't be the focus.
No, obviously.
I mean, it's hard to do right now.
I mean, right now I feel like I'm in a really good spot. I wasn't expecting at all to get here, but I've been acting kind of snaky, but kind of by accident. I just sort of stumbled into it, and I think right now it's already sort of put me in a position where I'm able to kind of control our tribe pretty easily, which is a very weird feeling to have.
What we need to do, just focus on just doing well internally, is doing well against Orange Team and White Team.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So if we do well internally, then that means we're winning competition.
Yeah.
That's what we.
If it does come to the next tribal, I already know right now I'm not going to want to eliminate Moses, and probably my next target would probably be, I don't know, maybe Hannah or Shelley.
Realize more about White Tribe is we gotta really watch out for Joe.
No, absolutely.
Who's their past player?
I'd be very curious to see who they send home if White Tribe loses. I think it's still be Molly.
I reckon it'd be Molly.
I just haven't seen. They're just all. It's already so unpredictable right now.
There's a four-person alliance basically. That's me, Hannah, John, and Shelley. It's not so much an alliance so much as we're just using each other for numbers, I think. Moses is on the outs next time. Moses goes out. Then it's 2 versus 2. Hannah and I are going to be voting together, and Shelley and John are presumably going to be voting together, so it's going to be a split tie. And I don't want that because that puts me in Hannah, but also it would put, I think, Hannah more in a dangerous position, but I don't want to be in that position in general. Let's say next time we go to tribal, I want to cut John. I'd like to cut John. If we keep that 4-person alliance and then the votes are split, we're fucked. Whereas if Hannah and I can perhaps wrangle Moses in and then get out John, then we can get out Moses perhaps the next tribal. I just don't want to be stuck with it's us 4, me, Shelley, Hannah, and John, going to tribal again before we make it to merge, and then one of us is gonna have to go home, and it could very well be me.
I'm crazy.
Iconic.
I was thinking about Brandon and Stefan because we looked for the idol together in the library, but it wasn't like we didn't make an alliance or anything. But I would like had them in the back of my head, like, okay, they would be good to be in an alliance with. It feels really good to go from first out to still in and winning and stuff like that. When I think about season 2 as like a practice round, and then season 3 is like where stuff hits the fan, like where I'm here to do my stuff and I'm here to win.
I guess the ultimate knowledge of the group is that I have the immunity idol, which I'm thinking about telling them at some point, not anytime soon, but much later, once the pack becomes more solidified.
Hey. All right. Are you guys ready to get to today's immunity challenge?
Yeah.
All right. First things first. I'll take that immunity.
Be careful with her, Charlie.
Don't hurt her. All right. Once again, immunity is back up for grabs. For today's challenge, you are going to run relay race style up the stairs to the 4th floor, where there will be a set of ping pong balls and a set of wiffle balls. You will one at a time grab a ping pong ball. Once you have 3, one at a time grab a wiffle ball. Once you have 3 wiffle balls and 3 ping pong balls, you'll move over to this station, where you will have to shoot the 3 ping pong balls into the cups, 1 in each cup, and then the wiffle balls into the baskets underneath. The catch is, once you start shooting the wiffle balls, you have to get all of them in before you start with the ping pong balls. Once you start, and vice versa. Once you start shooting the ping pong balls, you have to get all of them in before the wiffle balls. The first person to have all balls in wins immunity, or safe at Sunday's Tribal Council. The first place winner will get a clue to the hidden enemy.
Mete, Lacu, you guys came with 1 extra member. You guys will be sitting 1 person out of this challenge.
Oh, no.
So it's 4v4v4. So Eord only brought 4. Mete and Lacu are sitting 1 person out. Hannah, are you sitting out? Hannah's going to be sitting out for Mete. Lacu, who's going to be sitting out? Molly's going to be sitting out for Lacu. Hannah C's going to be sitting out for Mete. Alright, so we're going to get started.
R2. Alright. For immunity, survivors ready. Go!
Yeah, Bram!
Go, Bram!
So this is the ping pong balls.
Closely behind. Goes up for Lacu.
Go, Mary!
Second up for Eord. Still waiting on Shelly from Mete. Go. Where?
Let's go!
Mary's here for Eord.
Move this!
Close behind. Who's following?
Which one? This one?
Don't hurt yourself.
Yeah. That's okay. It's okay.
Uh-oh.
Who's that? Sneaky.
Come on. Yeah, Bram!
One more ball.
Yeah. And here comes.
Everybody only gets one more ball.
We're gonna start things again. Yeah. You're not start shooting yet. You're gonna pick up the ball. Hold the balls in the cups. You can
Sing to me.
And then the ball.
You good?
You're starting with the whipper ball.
He got the ball. It was close.
Yeah!
You got it, Bram.
Does yours have 6 balls?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bram.
Oh my god, we have 6 balls!
All right. Brandon mistakenly went up for George. Hey, everyone has 6 balls. All right.
Right, Shelly.
Shelly got 1 and Shelly got 2.
Go, Shelly!
Guys, all about the accuracy. It's okay, take some time.
Come on.
Nick just missed it. Which one?
Oh my god!
Which one?
Right.
Right cup.
That's his shoe.
Joe's gonna take a go.
Yeah, take it up. Come on.
Even
Yeah.
after early
Go, Madigan. Almost. That was good.
Wait, those are back two. Not the first.
Make sure you guys are back where the tape is.
You're so close, Brett.
It's okay, go get it, go get it. Don't be a
Careful.
Shelly, it's okay.
Shelly has it for Mete. Mete gonna start on the whipple ball.
You can bounce it.
Bouncing it in.
Both Mete and Lacu have made it through 1 round. You're still.
You got 3 balls. You can throw all yours before you got some more. You got the stick. Yeah.
Vic has 1 and 2.
Watch out.
Q only has 2 balls. That's another from Q.
So close, guys.
Q only needs 1 more to win immunity. Get the whipple ball in. Nick. Eord gets another 1 in.
Yes, good. You got it.
Eord needs 1 more to move on to the next round.
Really bad.
Q still needs 1 more. That's it for Eord. They can start on the whipple balls. It is anyone's game right now.
Here, get back and Nick. He was really good at it.
You got the stick.
Just needs 1 more to secure it.
So close.
It's on the right.
So close. You can do it.
Yeah! Right, that's 1.
Q.
Oh my god.
Mete and Eord.
My good luck basket.
Lacu, come get immunity. Alright, let's go. That's one person. Safe at tonight's tribal council. In addition, a clue to the hidden immunity idol will be sent to the whole tribe. Do with that what you will. Mete, that was good, but you're still safe at tribal council. Don't have to vote somebody out.
Thank God, we love our family.
Eord, after 2 straight first place wins for the first time, you all will be sent to your first tribal council.
Okay.
Where one of you will be the 3rd person voted out of this game. Again, you all will have time to think about it. We'll fill in Stefan and Roz. We'll fill in Stefan and Roz and give you guys time to think about it. Grab your stuff and on out.
I think as a team we've kind of agreed that you can't go into a challenge thinking, you might lose. You gotta go in with like the best outcome. What is it, the saying, like plan for the best, expect the worst.
Well. It's not Nick.
No.
Oh, sorry.
See you.
Wait, this is the white team. You are Nick.
Oh, but no, I'm Philip.
This is stupid.
He's not Philip.
This is very stupid.
When you say alliance, it means like we have this alliance and whatever happens, we break the alliance. No, it's more like being loyal to each other, being like friends, because friends is not, well, in some sort being in alliance means like being like in friendship, but to me alliance and friendship are different. I would say we're more like friends and family, so we trust each other. We're like being loyal to each other. And it's also alliance, so let's put it together, I would say. Okay.
Honestly, people are gonna look at me like, as like a threat, okay, because I'm a returnee. And we also got a hidden immunity idol clue, okay? But yeah, so I'm like, how am I gonna deal with this? Because they know that people are gonna be out looking for it, and then they probably think that I'll be like definitely going to look for it. So what am I gonna do? I'm just gonna message the group and be like, hey, who wants to go out on the hidden immunity idol search?
Yeah, okay, so we got the hidden immunity idol clue and everything, and we're off. As a team, we're all here.
All here.
Okay, yeah, it's
raining men.
Hallelujah, it's raining men.
You have found a clue to the hidden immunity idol. The path to the end can be bumpy. Halfway up a hill, you will find rocks that look clumpy. In the shadow of the number 4, you will find safety hidden under a stone, which lays the key to not going home. The beacon of hope to staying one day more mirrors what a squirrel picks up as a chore.
And funny thing is, I knew where that sucker was. I walk around Beacon Hill all the time for fun. It's just what I do. You can ask anybody, any day. Like, does Joseph go on like a 2-hour walk every single day around Boston? They'll go, yes. Where does he most likely walk? Beacon Hill. It's just where I go. So once I got the hidden immunity idol clue saying like, oh yeah, like go up the stumbly path or like whatever. I forgot exactly what it said, but go up the stumbly path.
Essentially, I believe that it's on Acorn Street, whatever it's called, because it mentioned something about these are where squirrels get, and I was like, it's obviously on Acorn Street, and I'm pretty sure I've seen that clump of rocks before. So if it's not there, be square. Yeah, it's gonna be square. So yeah.
As soon as we received the message from producers, we just talked to each other, decided decided what time we all could go. So we went there, we all went there, like there was no one who didn't go.
This is the hill, this is the bumpy hill.
Yeah.
Hey guys, if we get granted here, that's be.
Okay, alright, there's 8.
Okay. I wanted the immunity idol. Obviously, we all want it. I know if I get to a team swap or any sort of merge, I have the target on my back for like personal vendettas. And I need that to be protected. And Joe said it's to protecting like any of us. But I know I need that protection.
Alright, there's a clump of rocks on the left.
Okay, yeah, we have some rocks. 4.
Oh snap!
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Let's open it up.
Imagine if there's weed inside.
I have her, and she's beautiful, And you really can't fake that shit. But it's not an accident it ended up in my purse. Like, I made sure I was holding on to it because at the end of the day, this is gonna be used on me.
Congratulations, you have found the hidden immunity idol. If you discover the idol, you may keep it a secret or tell others that you have it. The hidden immunity idol will keep you safe from being voted off at tribal council.
I'm sure you're probably thinking right now at home, going like, Joseph, like, why would you do that? Like, that's probably a really stupid move. Well, I'm kind of going off of the idea that we're gonna win every single challenge before there's like a tribe swap or like a merge of some sort. So we can use that as like a team, like if someone's gonna go home that we don't want to go home, as like a tribe and everything, like if there's someone from our tribe that we don't want to go home and we know that we'll be able to get someone else out, we're going to use that hidden immunity idol, you know, across tribes. We're going to give that person our immunity idol and hopefully get someone else to go home.
We all have it. It's not like one person have it, we all have it. I totally fine with Molly. I trust my team, I trust my tribe.
And Lacu, alright, all we gotta do is just keep winning and we're about to freaking dominate this game, guys.
Hell yeah. I really care about the rest of my teammates and I want them to succeed, but I have the biggest target on my back. Besides like maybe Nick, but like with personal stuff with Tony, and I have to worry about Hannah, Cairo, and Joe Scardili because they're friends with him. And Tony's a very charismatic person, but I know he is just as petty, if not pettier than I am. And he's someone I need to get out because he will be going for me.
You know, so Molly has it right now. Like I said, you gotta take it with a grain of salt. We agreed that it was gonna be for the group, but the group doesn't win the game.
Like, oh, I'm good at running, this and so forth. And they're like, okay, yes. I was like, all right, so this is my challenge. You know what I mean? Like, my other team members, and they tried their hardest, God bless them, but it was just like, it wasn't their challenge. Which is why I wish we had our other team members there who could have performed better, maybe. But now that we lost the challenge, you know, we have Roz and Stefan who weren't there. So I made it a point to say, who goes? I asked them, so it didn't come from my mouth. I said, who are you guys thinking about sending home? And they said, I forget who said it first. It might have been, I really don't remember. But somebody said Roz. One person said Roz, and then the rest of them just agreed.
So if we get rid of Mary, it would be because she's kind of sneaking around.
Yeah.
Yes. And then if we get rid of Roz, it'd be because of scheduling problems and more like, you know, we just don't know.
Me, Mary, Joe, and Brandon were there. We tried our hardest, so we should think about who wasn't there to contribute. And we decided originally that since Roz not only wasn't there, but also sat out in the last challenge, we weren't sure of like her strengths totally yet.
I think that's gonna be the best option going forward, because like, yeah, I'm just like, ugh.
We would have to solidify that that's what we're going to aim for. Yeah.
There were so many different scenarios that we discussed, and it's like really confusing right now. I think we're gonna clue Stefan into all of this because he's a good ally to have. So we're gonna like be frank with him.
Hello.
Hi. Hey, I lost. I might go home.
I don't think you will.
I could be home.
At least you were in the competition.
Yeah, and I almost had an asthma attack because I have inhaler, and the inhaler I'm supposed to use, but I never use it. I'm supposed to use it every day, and I never do.
Oh, you're really cool.
And then I was gonna go home and use it, but I didn't feel like it. I just sat down for 10 minutes, and then I changed my clothes. So that's why I'm not wearing the same thing.
Roz has a winning personality, and seems like she would be willing to stick around for a long time and vote out who she needed to vote out. And then in the long term, to keep the alliance, I have to give Tony and Hannah the information they want, to cooperate with them when they want, at least to an extent. But that could also turn around on me, because if I suddenly don't give them enough of what they want, they could decide they don't want to work with me or trust me anymore. And on the flip side, if I give them too much, they could decide they don't need me and could get rid of me.
Sort.
That's,
but for this week, we plan on Roz so as to not stir the pot too much for now, is what we think, even though it might be more strategically sound.
Reason too.
Yeah, it's right. It's that it seems the wisest from multiple perspectives for now. We could be wrong. This could be funny to watch.
Okay, so this is what I told them at separate occasions. Is I think it's Sarah.
Yeah.
Because I think she's like slick.
I've picked a member of this team that I feel is not up to par with the rest of us. I've been talking with Roz and Stefan and Brandon. Sarah. She's like a person to be directed rather than a person to be like a person to offer up solutions.
No, but that's what I said in my confessional. I was like, she doesn't like contribute. She just kind of like follows directions.
Yeah.
You know, like, and like you said, like she played the game before. Like if I
she's
had done this all and then like gone back and done it, it's like if I could relive my life knowing what I know now, it's like I would.
Also, she's like a big Survivor fan, and like she knows a lot of the people from the last season. So like I don't know, she knows a lot of like the secrets and like
how it works.
Yeah, so it's kind of dangerous.
And Mary sort of already pitted herself against Sarah because Mary was the first person to say a name and to pick basically a person to leave. So she solidified herself and therefore solidified Sarah too. So Mary literally just chose Sarah because in her head she deemed that everyone showed value or like express that they even had value besides for Sarah. I see where she's coming from, but that's not how you play the game. The only benefit of that is we don't have a straggler in Mary's eyes. Like I don't really see Sarah as a straggler, but Mary obviously does.
Or like Sarah, like her questions, like what she's gonna say.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? Like afterwards?
Yeah, like, no, like
before.
Like, be like, what are we doing? Like, what's the game plan there?
Be like, wow.
Just be like, ooh.
No, then she's gonna be like.
Then she's gonna be suspicious.
That's a good point.
Oh yeah. We could just
the game plan.
We could be like, Stefan.
We
Yeah, do you want to pretend? like
no.
Yeah, I mean,
like I don't know. Like, what do you guys want to do?
I mean, we could just hope she doesn't ask us anything.
I had this past weekend. I had a trip planned for like months. Couldn't make it. Went to see my friend Max, and Noah. And we had a challenge on Friday, I believe. I let them know, hey, I can't be there. Everything was okay. Roz also couldn't be there, so we were down 2 people. And so the rest of them were there, and I heard it was a really hard challenge, and it was very physical. It was really close, apparently, and we lost.
Exactly what Tribal's like. This is Tribal right now. Like this is what it's gonna be like.
Like surprise Jacob's rushing.
Alright, so did people fill you? Let's do it again.
Yeah. So hi, we're Eord.
So
Hi.
minus
We're Eord.
minus
Minus
What will
Mary.
become.
Airy May.
Let's just
Piglet.
Possibly, be
Possibly.
very superstitious and say it's the majority of the team.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't know who's gonna go home.
Mary's distrust in others makes like us, or at least me, very worried about her. Like, why is she so easy to pick someone and like point a finger? Like, it just doesn't look okay.
But okay, so for the viewers out there, we're feeling a little sketchy about Mary because
We like her as a person and as a team player, but when you have to send someone home, you have to send someone home who you think is going to kick you out first.
Yeah.
And I think she'll kick me out.
And we think she went out looking for the idol without us knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she talked about looking for it, like after she went out to look for it.
And
she
like used the group to get clues and stuff, but like
Yeah.
no one out of the team knew at that point.
It's a little speculation. You don't know for sure.
So then we're sitting here like, well, what's the strategy here? What is Mary trying to do? Because, in my opinion, the smart thing to do would just, y'all want to vote out Roz? Okay. I would just do that.
I don't really know where Mary is right now. I don't know if she was just saying that to lie to Roz because she was going to vote Roz.
Eord, welcome to Tribal Council. Go ahead and take a seat anywhere here. Usually in the game of Survivor, fire represents your life, but since we obviously don't have access to fire, your buff represents your life. When you are voted out of this game, we take your buff and we drown it in a bucket of water. So when your buff is gone, so are you. So, you guys win the first 2 immunity challenges. Stefan, what's that like to lose the third one?
Well, I wasn't here, so I don't know the full ramifications of it. But it was pretty sad to hear. Yeah.
These are the
ramifications. I heard that.
Mary, what's the tribe dynamic been like so far?
We support each other. We're a good tribe. We work well together. We're a good tribe.
So Brandon, if it seems all positive, oh, we support each other, we work well together, how do you decide who you're going to vote off now that you're in this situation?
That's a good question. It's a tribe consensus. You know, I remember saying that none of us are in the position to just pick someone because we have worked really well together. We won the first 2 challenges, but everyone having their voice is important, but it's just when that voice happens to meld with others. That's what I'm saying.
Roz, do you think there's any particular issues on the tribe? Because you have to have some reason to vote somebody off.
Our issue was trying to be so close.
Yeah.
Because it obviously posed such a challenge this coming. Like no one really expected us to be a tribal, especially because we won the past 2. As gross as this is, like I think it just comes down to like mob mentality, especially because right now like none of us have left. We're still like OG team. There's no room for like to just break off into pairs and like a line. It's all mob mentality.
Joe, at the beginning of the game, we brought in the twist of returning players. Has there been overall positive or negative reaction to having Sarah returning player in?
I would say positive. It's good to have someone with experience, and Sarah herself personally has a great outlook and is a real team player and is willing to contribute with her own past experience, but also make this a totally new thing and not make it about, I was here before, I'm in charge.
Then Sarah, once again, how do you decide who to vote off?
It's a combination of things, really. Like it's not like one like specific thing that you're like, oh, this person sucks, let's get him off. You just have to have all these factors of like of people as individuals and also people as teammates in mind, and just like pick based on that. And it's really like, I don't know, it's very hard, and like it's very, very hard.
Mary, there's been talks of mob mentality going on. Do you think there's alliances forming within this game?
I don't know.
Stefan, does that scare you a little bit? I asked if there's alliances and all I get is, I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty scary. Yeah. Shivering my boots, yeah.
Do you feel like you have a good grasp of what's going on in this team right now?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, well, yeah, I thought I did.
I hope so.
I sure hope so.
So, at the beginning of the game, when you guys won your first challenge, we gave you all a clue to the hidden immunity idol. Sarah, has there been talks about the idol at all? Has that come into mind?
I think we've all like tried to look for it a little bit, and to my knowledge, no one has found it. So I don't know. Like at the beginning, we were like, hey, like I'm gonna go, you know, look for it in like the group, and like a few people were like, oh, I looked here, but I didn't see anything. So it's just like, yeah, we haven't made headway with it at all.
Roz, Sarah's saying a lot of it has been a group effort. Is that what this is with the idol, that everybody's sort of looking for it as a group?
With every other task, our mindset has been to be one, but then next thing you know, there's this idol, and it's like, we've been so supportive of each other, who's gonna be the first to turn their backs?
Joe, people are talking that, oh yeah, the idol could be out there or someone could have it. If someone has it, that could possibly affect how travel goes tonight.
I mean, I think the whole thing is you gotta try and figure out who you think deserves to go home or should go home. You gotta strategize and decide, is it contributions during challenges, is it...
So let's bring that up, contributions and challenges, because Roz and Stefan, you both won't hear the last challenge, and Roz, you sat out the challenge before. Roz, are you worried about your position?
It's sort of a sticky situation because it's like you want chances to prove yourself, so I'm just hoping that like my relationships outside of the challenges, and like my performance outside of challenges has also helped. And like even during challenges, I'm like a really big cheerleader, and I hope they love me for it.
Mary, it seems pretty simple that there's only one reason to get somebody out so far. Does this seem to be the case?
Everything is so almost level, so it comes down to like minute ups and downs, like who did this one thing and who didn't do that one thing and who did good here but then was weird there.
Brandon, what are you hoping will come out of this vote tonight?
My safety. I think that's what everybody wants. But what I'm hoping will come out of this is that those of us that stay in the competition will become like stronger just because of like the fact that we've had to go through this. After this, like this is our first hard experience, so then I think it'll get easier from here, and that's what I think will come from this, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, what it seems like is that none of you want to come apart as a group, but you're gonna have to.
Yes,
it is time to vote.
That's what's
Joe, you're up.
Lord Jesus, I don't know why I'm struggling. I know what I'm doing.
Can't have the corrupt people in power.
What's on the menu today, chef?
Because she's the weakest link.
If anybody has the Hidden Immunity Idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so. Okay, once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person voted off will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Sarah. Mary. One vote Mary, one vote Sarah. Mary. 2 votes Mary. Mary. 3 votes Mary, 1 vote Sarah, 2 votes left. Third person voted out of Survivor Boston, Beacon Hill. Mary. Need you to bring me your buff. Mary, you can say you're first.
Oh, alright.
Mary, tribe spoken.
Oh, alright.
Well, now all 3 tribes are evened up again. Let's see how this plays out in the next coming challenges. Grab your stuff, head on out. Good night.
Throw up.
Throw the fuck up, guys.
You guys can have it.
Okay.
Question, why was her...
It was because I was too powerful. They knew during the merge that I would be a threat. So that's why I orchestrated the entire voting Sarah off scheme, which we all met about an hour ago, a few hours ago. And then they thought I was too powerful. They thought I was too smart and too strategic and too powerful, and that's why they voted me off.
But can you try not to ask the same questions? Like, what do you mean? They're always the same. Like, what do you feel? What you're gonna do?
We've only asked you. We've only
you've
done one of these.
Yeah. Okay. All
right. Well, the first one is gonna be.
Do I have to be honest with you, right?
Yeah. No one sees these.
Okay. Right.